Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Tier 1 Cards and Games in Anchorage, Alaska, where I'll be fighting a 1,750-point battle between my Dark Angels and Deathwatch and Danny's White Scars. So the story that we've got going on here is that the Deathwatch and the Dark Angels were on a joint mission on this planet to try to root out a Xenos threat that had been discovered. And as they were moving through the city, clearing the area, they came across a White Scars force that had set a trap and had sprung the trap and were coming, started firing on the forces, and they replied in kind. So we're actually going to be playing one of the open war missions. So we drew on the deck, and we drew War of Attrition, which states basically it's going to be kill points, except we use the power ratings of each enemy unit that's destroyed, and at the end of the 5th turn, whoever has the most power ratings killed wins the game. We then had a twist, which was eager for the fight, which is adds 2 inches to the move characteristic of all models and add 1 to all advance and charge rolls, which is pretty good. The deployment that we drew was actually just hammer and anvil, so that was fine. And then my opponent, he had, I think it was, what was it, 97 power level, and I was like 101 power level. So he got the ruse, which is he drew dug in. Through clever, perfectly understood army building, because we totally knew we were going to do open war before this. He drew, so he got the ruse of dug in, which is basically all of his units. Any unit that stays stationary is counted as cover, even if they aren't in cover. So, you know, perfect for a White Scars army of totally staying still at all times. So that's the game that we've got going on, the mission we got going on here. Before we go any further, let's show you the 2 armies that will be fighting it out. So for the Dark Angels and Deathwatch, I'll be running a battalion detachment. Leading off the detachment, we have a Primaris librarian. We have a librarian with a jump pack and a force sword, and a librarian with a force axe. We have 2 5-man scout squads. We have 1 with bolters and the other with bolt pistols and close combat weapons. We have 2 5-man tactical squads, each with a melta-gun. We have a Deathwatch kill team with 2 frag cannons, 2 heavy thunder hammers, and a Vanguard vet with lightning claws. We have 2 venerable dreadnoughts, both with twin las cannons, both with the close combat weapons, and both with heavy flamers. We have 2 Razorbacks with twin assault cannons. And last but not least, we have a Corvus Blackstar with twin las cannons and 2 Stormstrike missile launchers. And for the White Scars, he'll be running a battalion detachment. Leading off the detachment, we have Kasaro Khan on Moondraken and a chaplain with a plasma pistol. We have 3 tactical squads, 2 10-man, 1 9-man. 1 10-man squad has a grav cannon, and the other 2 squads have a melta gun and a combi melta each. We have a rhino with a storm bolter. We have a 5-man bike squad with 2 grav guns and an attack bike with a heavy bolter. We have a 2-man company veteran squad with power axes and storm shields. We have a company ancient with a power sword. We have a Sakaran battle tank with 3 heavy bolters. And last but not least, we have a Sakaran Venator with heavy bolter. All right, so those are the armies going over deployment here. I've got my Corvus Blackstar here with my kill team inside. I've got a Razorback with one of my tactical squads inside. I've got my Librarian with a jump pack behind it. Venerable Dreadnought over here. Scout squad. I've got myself, the Glacial Geek Librarian there. He is going to be my Warlord. I then got another Scout squad here. I've got another Razorback over there with the tactical squad and my Librarian with the force axe inside, and the other Venerable Dreadnoughts in the back over there. Go to deployment here for the White Scars. We've got a 10-man tactical squad with the melta and combi melta over here. We've got the company vets here. We've got the battle tank, the Sakaran battle tank here. We've got the the other 10-man squad with the grav cannon here. We've got the rhino inside of there is the 9-man squad and the chaplain. We've got the company ancient. We've got the bike squad over here, and we've got Khan right there, and then we've got the Venator, right? Yeah, Venator over in the back over there. So that's the deployment. As of right now, the White Scars are going to be going first, unless I can seize the initiative. Looking for a 6. Show me that Phil first. No, the opposite of a fill phase. So, we'll come back to you after movement phase for the White Scars here on turn 1. Alright, movement phase for the White Scars. They stood still. All of these guys stood still. These guys shot up this way. They didn't advance, but they moved up the 14 inches plus 2 because of the twist. The twist. What a twist. And this rhino here did advance, rolled a 3, which meant that it could move 18 inches, because it's 3 plus 1 for the roll for the advance, plus 2 to its move, and a base of 12. So, yeah, 18 inches up there. That is one fast-moving rhino. And then he also stood still in the back there. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the Shusting phase. All right, the Venator there is going to fire into my Razorback over here. So he's got, what is it again? Heavy 3. So hitting on 3s. All right, so we got 1 hit. Do you want to use a command squad? All right, so you're going to use the command point here, re-rolling there. And that's a good one, so that's 2 hits. Strength, what is it?
Strength 12.
Strength 12, so wounding on 3s. All right, so that is 1 wound. AP
-4.
-4, so that goes straight through. 3 damage. All right. And now its Heavy Bolter is going to fire into him. So hitting on 3s. All right, 2 hits. Strength 5, looking for 5s to wound. We got 1 wound. AP -1. Should have brought my dice with me. AP -1, looking for a 4-up. No, goes through. All right, the bike squad here is going to fire into my Dreadnought over there. So we've got, actually, isn't it 12 shots because of the attack bike also has. He's got. Yeah. So these are all going to be the regular bolter shots first. So these are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, because they've got twin bolters each.
Rerolling 1s from the con.
Rerolling 1s because of con.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So that's 1. All right. So now we've got strength 4, toughness 7. So looking for 5s to wound. Ooh, so it's 1, 2, 3, 3 wounds. All right. Ooh, get back here. 3 3-ups. Failed 2 of them. It's a Venerable Dreadnought. So now I can roll on these, and on 6-ups it ignores that wound. Looking for Phil Faces. Got 1, so he takes 1 wound. Now the Heavy Bolter from the attack bike is going to shoot into him, hitting on 3s. All right. 2 hits.
Hold on a second.
1 second. It's actually only 1 hit because he forgot he moved with the heavy button, so looking for a not a 2. And now the one of the grav guns is in range, so he's going to shoot, hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 5. That's a wound. -3. So this is going to be a 6-up save. Show me that Phil first. No, goes through. D3 damage because it's a 3-up save there. So that's 2 damage. So now 2 6-ups because of the Venerable. No, both of them go through. And now the Ancient is going to fire into the Dreadnought. Yep, into the Dreadnought here. So 2 shots hitting on 3s. 2 hits, wounding on 5s. We got 2 wounds.
Whoa.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So 2 3-ups. They're both good. Woo! And now Khan is going to fire at the Dreadnought here, hitting on 2s, right?
Yep.
2 hits, wounding on 5s. 1 wound. 1 3-up save. He's good. All right, now his Sakaran battle tank is going to fire into my Corvus Blackstar. He's going to start with the heavy bolters. So these are 9 shots, hitting on 4s because of hard to hit. Pretty good.
I would have missed those anyway.
Yeah, I would have missed anyway. And now these are going to be strength 5, wounding on 5s. All right, so we got 2 wounds. AP -1, so 2 4-up saves. Make 1 of them. So now the accelerator cannons are going to fire into him. So here's the thing. They suffer no penalty to fire against units with the fly special rule. So he doesn't have the -1 for the hard to hit, which is pretty awesome. So here we go. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Alrighty. No, not great. That was, yeah, that was not great. So 2 hits, strength 7. So wounding on 4s. Yep, wounding on 4s. Whoop. All right, so that is 1 hit, 1 wound, AP -1, so looking for a 4-up. He's good, woo! All right, that's it for shooting phase. On to the assault phase. His bikes are gonna charge into my Razorback over here. So I'm gonna fire Overwatch. I've got 12 shots hitting on 6s. Okay, I got 1 hit. Strength 6, wounding on a 3. That's a wound, AP -1.
I'll take it on the attack bike.
You're going to take it on the attack bike?
So 4.
So 4 up? Nope. So he takes a wound. All right, so they are just over 8 inches, and the twist gives a +1 to this roll, so he needs a 7 inches to get in, and he is in. And now the con is going to charge in. He needs an 11 inches. No, does not get it. All right, so these guys will now attack into here. So we've got 13 attacks because they have chain swords. So that's one, and the sergeant has 2 attack space. So here we go, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. And now wounding on 5s. All right, so we've got 3 wounds. 3 up saves. They're good. Woo! And now my guy gets to attack back. 3 attacks, hitting on 6s. Oh, okay, 2 hits. Strike 6, wounding on 3s. I got 1 wound. 3 up save. That's cocked. No, takes a wound. And that is it for the White Scar's turn here on turn 1. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels and Deathwatch here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels and Deathwatch here on turn 1. He moved up 12 inches. He shot up behind him right over here. These guys stood still, stood still, stood still. They disembarked, and then he fell back. He then moved up in the spot there. And that is it for, oh, and he moved all the way up over here. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the, with the shooting, with the psychic phase. All right, we're gonna start the psychic phase with me smiting into his rhino over there, because he's the closest one. So looking for 5, getting it with 9. So that's D3 mortal wounds, 3 mortal wounds. And now he is going to smite into him, looking for 5, getting it. So D3 mortal wounds, that's 3 mortal wounds. Now he's going to cast Mind Worm onto him, looking for 6. No, not getting it. He's going to cast Smite onto these guys, looking for 5. That goes off with an 8. D3 mortal wounds. That's 2 mortal wounds. And now he's going to cast Mind Worm onto them. Goes off with an 11. So 1 mortal wound, and then they have to be chosen last in the fight phase. All right, that's it for psychic phase. On to the shooting phase. He is going to fire into his company veterans over here. So we've got 12 shots, hitting on 4s because I moved. Alrighty. Strength 6, so wounding on 3s. Alright, so that is 4 wounds. 4 3-ups because they've got either storm shields or they got the cover because of the ruse. Alright, so there's 1 fail. Alright, now he's going to fire his twin las cannons into his battle tank there. So I got 2 shots hitting on 3s because he didn't move. 2s because he's venerable. So that's 2 hits. Strength 9, wounding on 3s. Alright, that's 2 wounds. He's got cover because of ruse, so that means that it becomes a 2-up. Now they become 5-up saves. He makes one of them. So now, he's going to spend a command point on that. No, so it goes through. So D6 wounds. Ooh, 6 wounds with a fill phase. All right, so he is going to fire his 2 Storm Strike missiles into him and his 2 las cannon shots into him. So we're going to do the las cannons first, hitting on 4 because he moved and doesn't have strafing run. So that's 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds. He does have cover, so this is going to be 2 5-ups. Makes them both. Well done. And now we have the 2 Storm Strike missiles that are going to fire into him. 2 shots hitting on 4s. I'm going to spend a command point to reroll one of those. Okay, that's
no, Phil.
He is going to fire now. He's going to fire Heavy Flamer into them and his twin las cannons into the Venator back there. So we're going to do the las cannons first. 2 shots. He did move, so you're going to be hitting on 3s because he's venerable. All right, so that's 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. Nope. And now the Heavy Flamer is going to fire into him. D6 hits. All right, 4 hits. Yep, pretty good. I'll take that. Strength 5, toughness 5, so looking for 4s to wound. Okay, 1 wound. So 1 4 up. No, takes a wound. Now these guys are going to fire into the bikers here. The red is going to be the melta gun. The rest are going to be bolters. So we've got 3 rapid firing bolt guns and 1 bolt pistol. Everything's hitting on 3. Alrighty then. All right, so the this is within melta range. So these are going to be. Oh no, that's damage I have to do. Yeah. Sorry. This is going to be wounding on a 3. These are going to be wounding on a 5. All right, so we've got one armor save and 1 that's just going to go straight through because it's AP -4. So let's see on the melta, AP -4. So it's 5 wounds. So 1 is dead from that, and then 1 armor save. 3 up. Okay. He's good. These guys are going to fire their bolt pistols into them. All right, hitting on 3s. Wounding on 5s. We got 1 wound. 1 3 up. Yep. No, goes through. And now these guys are going to fire into him. Hitting on 3s. All righty. Wounding on 5s. Hey, we got 3 wounds.
Could be enough.
It could be enough if it fails all 3 3-ups. No, he just fails the 1. All right, that's it for the shooting phase. So on to the assault phase. These guys are going to charge into here. So here comes the rhinos. Got 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. No wound there. So their charge distance +1 to the result is a 9. So they will be in. So now over here, these guys are going to charge into them. So hitting on 6s. These are the bolters, right?
Yep.
Woo, okay. Got 3 hits here. Wounding on 4s. No wounds there. And then we've got the guns, the grab guns. So hitting on 6, got 1 6, strength 5. So wounding on 3, that's a wound. -3. So we need a 6 up. Show me that fill first. Yeah, I got the fill first. Woo! And now their charge distance. Oh, it's totally in. And now he's gonna charge in. Makes it, and he's gonna charge in. Ooh, I'm gonna spend a command point, and he is in. All right, starting off the fight phase, my dreadnought's gonna activate first into his bikers. So we've got 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. All right, so that's 4 hits. Strength 12, so wounding on 2s. All right, so we've got 3 wounds, AP -3. So 3 6-ups. Ooh, makes 1. So these are going to be D3 each. Hold on a second. All right, straight 3 damage, so 2 are dead. All right, now my librarian is going to activate 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. One's cocked. Okay. Wounding on 4 because it's strength +1. Nope. And now my guys are going to attack in here. So that's 7 attacks because they each have 1. The sergeant has an extra 1, and then the sergeant has a chainsword. So hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Wounding on 5s. I got 1 wound. 3 up. He's good. And now these guys are going to attack in here. So we got 7 attacks, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Wounding on 5s. We got 1 wound. 3-up save. He's good. And now his rhino is going to activate. 1 attack, hitting on a 6. No. And now his bike is going to attack the dreadnought. So we got 2 attacks because of his chainsword. Oh, 3 attacks? Oh, because it's the sergeant plus the chainsword. So 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right, so that's 2 hits. Wounding on a 5. No wound there. All right, and that is the end of the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 1. So we'll come back to you after a movement phase for the, yeah, we actually got to come back to you with a morale test. All right, so he actually lost 5 guys in there. So let's see, 5 plus 2 is 7, so he is good to go. So now we'll come back to you after movement phase for the White Scars here on turn 2. All right, movement phase here for the White Scars on turn 2. These guys moved up over here. These guys shot up over this way. He stood still. They stood still. He backed out of combat after disembarking these dude bros over here. He moved back over to there. And the coward. These guys moved over here. And he went over here after falling out from over there.
Again, like a coward.
And again, like a coward. Like a true White Scar. Ha ha! You son of them's fighting words. Alright, so that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. Alright, starting off the shooting phase, these guys are going to fire into my Razorback over here. So, what are we going to start with first?
Bolters?
Bolters are going to start firing over here first.
So 8 bolters.
So we've got 8 bolters, so there's going to be 16 shots because they're in rapid fire range over here. Hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Not bad. Alright, and now wounding on 5s. Alright, so we've got 3 wounds. 3 3-up saves. Make 2 of them. And now the 2 melty guns are going to fire into here. 2 shots hitting on 3s. Both hits. Strength 8, so wounding on 3s. We got 2 wounds. AP -4, so those just go through. So the first one, they're in melter range. So the first one is doing 2 wounds. The second one...
Hold on.
he's going to spend a command point?
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to spend a command point. To make it...
Yeah!
Yeah, there you go. Show those dice. And then a 6, so a total of 8 wounds. Brutal.
Do you like my strategic
Exactly. Now the tactical squad here is going to fire into my librarian there. So, we've got, how many bolter shots here?
16 bolter shots.
16 bolter shots again. Hitting on 3s.
Significantly more accurate this time.
Alrighty.
And toughness.
And toughness 4, so wounded on 4s. Alright, so it is 5 wounds. So we got 5 3-up saves. And I make all but 1. Oh, it turns out it was only 7 guys there with the bolters, so we figured it out, and he did not lose that wound. So now we've got the 2 melty guns, hitting on 3s, both hits, wounding on 2s. It's 1 wound, 1 wound, and now, he is dead. That is, that is first blood. And now the chaplain's gonna fire his plasma pistol into this. Do you want to supercharge it?
I'm good.
He's good? Okay, hitting on a 3. Okay, that's a hit. Strength 7, wounding on a 3. That's a wound.
Is it a 4?
Strength 7, toughness 7. Oh yeah, he's a 4, so that did not wound. Thank you. And now these bikers are gonna fire into here. So, hitting on 3s. Alright, wounding on 5s. 1 wound. Oh baby. Here comes 3-up save or he's dead. Show me that 3-up. Oh yeah, with a 4. Woo! Alright, so now he's gonna fire into my Corvus Blackstar with everything. So he doesn't suffer the penalty for moving with the heavy weapons, but he still suffers the penalty for the hard to hit. So we're gonna with the main gun here, hitting on 4s. Oh, heavy bolter first.
Tracer fire.
Hitting on 4s. Alright, all hits.
I should have shot the main
Yeah. He really wishes that he'd used that for the main gun. So strength 5, wounding on 5s. Got 1 wound. 4-up save. No, goes through. Alright, now the main gun's gonna fire in here, hitting on 4s. Alright, got 1 hit. Yeah, you should have gone with the other one. Wounding on not a 1. Brutal. So now the Sakaran here is going to fire everything at it first. So we're going to go with the heavy bolters first. These are going to be hitting on 4s because of hard to hit.
I meant the...
Oh, no. He's going to go... Here we go. He's switching it up because of what happened last time. So now the main gun's going to fire. These are hitting on 3s because it does ignore the hard to hit. Oh, there you go. See, that's what it was. That's what it was meant to, yeah. Strength 7, so wounded on 4s. All right, so we've got 4 wounds. AP -1.
1 at -3.
Oh, 1 is at -3.
And 3
So, all right. So first we'll do the 1 at -3. So that's looking for a 6-up. Show me that fill first. No, the opposite. And then I've got 3 at -1. So 3 4-ups. All but 1. So that's 2 go through.
So 4 wounds.
And now the heavy bolters are going to fire in. These do suffer the penalty. So these are going to be hitting on 4s. Alrighty. And strength 5, so wounding on 5s. We got 2 wounds, 2 4-ups. Oh, failed them both. Now the tactical squad's going to fire into him over here. So we've got 9 bolters or no?
Yeah, 9.
Oh yeah, 9 bolters because this is one with the grab cannon. So we got 9 bolters that are going to be firing in here. These are going to be hitting on 4s. All right. Wow, pretty good. All right, and now these are going to be wounding on 5s. Not as good. So that's 2 wounds there. So 2 3-up saves. I make them both. And now the grab cannon is going to fire in here, hitting on 4s. All right. Strength 5, right? So wounding on 5s.
No.
Nope, nothing there. All right, now these guys are going to fire into the tactical squad. Which one do you want to do first?
We'll do the...
All right, we're going to do the Chapter Ancient first, or the Chapter Ancient first. So hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 4s. We got 2 wounds, 2 3-up saves, and they're good. And now the con hitting on 2s. All right, re-rolling because of the con. All right, he has the con. I'm hilarious. 2 wounds, 2 wounds, 3-up saves. They're good. All right, so that is it for the shooting phase. On to the assault phase. These guys are going to assault into my Razorback. So, shooting Overwatch here, hitting on 6s. All right, got 1 wounding on a 3. Nope, nothing there. And their charge distance 6 inches, plus 2, so 8 inches. They will be in. And now the vets are going to assault in. Those guys are in. And now this tactical squad is going to charge into my scouts. They're going to Overwatch. I got 1 hit on a 4. Nope. And their charge distance is going to be 8 inches. No, 6. Yeah, 8 inches. So they're in. And now the chaplain's going to assault into them too. And he is also in. All right, now his Chapter Ancient's going to assault into them, into my tactical squad there. So the red's going to be the Meltagun. Everything else is going to be the bolters, hitting on 6s. Ooh, okay. So this is going to be wounding on a 3. This is going to be wounding on a 5. All right, so that's 1 armor save and 1 that's just going to go through. Let's do the armor save first. So 3-up. That's good. And then this one, it's 2d6 because he's within melt range there. So 4 wounds. So he's down to 1 wound, and then his assault range is totally in. And now the con's going to assault into the tactical squad and the librarian there. So my Overwatch here with the librarian is not going to hit. So the charge distance for the con is 3 inches. Ooh, 5 inches. Let's see. Yeah.
He's right here.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He's up there, so he should be good. All right. Now the con is going to start out here and attacking everything into the librarian. So 4 attacks hitting on 2s, rerolling because of the con. All right, so that's 4 hits. He has Moonfang, which is double strength against characters. So because my guy's a character, these are going to be at strength 8, which means that he's going to be wounding on 2s.
Strength 9, but...
Oh, strength 9. So
Because con gives +1 strength to
oh,
every unit within
con
6.
gives +1 strength, so that's pretty good. So that's 4 wounds. AP -3, right?
Yep.
So looking for Phil Faces. Getting 1. How many is that?
D3 wounds per piece.
D3 wounds per? Yeah, he did. All right. All right, so I'm going to spend 2 points to interrupt here and have them attack into his Ancient there. So I've got 7 attacks hitting on 3s. All right. Wow, pretty good. But now I need better. Wounding on 5s. All right, so we've got 2 wounds. 2 3-up armor saves. Oh, and he's good. I needed that not to happen, obviously. And now the Ancient is going to attack into them. He's got 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right, re-rolling because of the con. All right, 1 hit, 1 wound, I should say, wounding on a 4.
3.
Oh, 3 because he's got +1 because of the con. That's a wound, AP -3. So looking for a Phil first. No, don't get that. Now the chaplain is going to attack into them there. So 3 attacks, right?
Yep.
Hitting on 2s, right? Or 3s.
3s.
He might be 3s. Rerolling because of him being, nope, wasn't meant to be. Strength 5, so wounded on 3s. So that's 2 wounds, AP -1, right?
Yep.
So 2 5-ups. Make 1 of them. And now the tactical squad's going to attack in. So hitting on 3s. Rerolling because of the chaplain. Oh, right, wasn't meant to be. Wounding on 4s. All right, so that is 5 wounds. 5 4-ups. And I failed 3 of them. Now the veterans are going to activate into him over here. So we've got, what is it?
So one has the
one is the regular.
And the sergeant has 3.
All right, so one guy has 2 attacks, one guy has 3 attacks because the sergeant. So here we go, 5 attacks. Hitting on 3s. All right. Strength +1 because of the power axe, so wounding on still 5s. So that's 1 wound. AP -2, so looking for a 5-up. Show me that 5-up. Yeah, with a 5-up, woo! All right, now this squad's gonna attack into my Razorback over here. So we've got 11 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right. Wounding on 5s. Oh, wow, pretty good.
That's kind of cocked on the roll.
All right.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, it's still good. So that's 4 wounds. So we've got 4 3-up saves. If I fail any of these, he's dead. Oh, and I failed 2. So he is gonna be dead. Let's see if he explodes. No, I do not explode.
Thank God for small
And so that is that. I will get the other guys out. All right, I rolled for these guys after they got out of there, and I rolled 2 1s. And then I spent a command point to re-roll one of those 1s back into a 1. So yeah, 2 guys dead from that squad. Brilliant. Yeah.
Eye to that dreadnought.
All right, so now these guys over here, this guy is going to attack back into the tactical squad there. So I've got 3 attacks from him, 2 base +1 for the chainsword, hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 4s. All right, 2 wounds, 2 3-ups. Makes them both. And then these guys consolidated into combat. So these guys are going to attack back. There are going to be 5 attacks there because the sergeant has 2 base +1 for the chainsword, hitting on 3s. All right. Wounding on 4s. All right, we got 2 wounds, 2 3-ups. Oh, 1 dead.
Well, then I lost a guy on the...
Yeah, all right, so that is it for the fight phase here. Going into the morale phase, my one guy there lost 4 guys in his squad. So 4 + 3 is 7, and he is good to go. So we will come back to you. That's the end of the White Scar's turn here on turn 2. We'll come back to you after a movement phase for the Dark Angels and Deathwatch here on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels. He moved up here. They fell back over to this way. I stood still. He stood still. These guys moved up over this way, looking on him. These guys disembarked and moved over here, and he flew up there. So he's still in the air as of now. So that is it for the movement phase here for the Dark Angels. We'll come back to you at the Psychic phase. All right, so he's going to cast Smite into that squad over there. Looking for 5. Getting 5, so D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. And now he's going to cast Mind Worm into them. Looking for 6. That goes off, so 1 mortal wound, and they have to be chosen last in the attack. All right, moving on to the shooting phase. He's going to fire his heavy flamer into them, and his twin las cannon into him. So we're going to go with the twin las cannon first. 2 shots, hitting on 3s because he moved. All right, 2 hits, wounding on 3s. That's 2 wounds. He still stayed still, so he's still got the +1 for cover, so 5 ups. Oh, fails them both. So these are going to be 2d6, 8 damage. That's it, he did. So let's see if he explodes on a 6. Oh, he does. All right, it's d6 mortal wounds within 6. So we'll do your guys first, d6. What is that? 5 wounds, and then on to my guys over here. Oh, what? Who does that? Do you want to spend a command point to reroll that one? Nope. Oh man, brutal. Well, that's what's left, brutal. All right, he's gonna fire everything into his Venator there. Venator? Venator. So we're gonna do the last cannons first. So he's down to 6 wounds, which means he's at ballistic skill 4. And then he moved, which makes these hitting on 5s. Nope, no hits there. So then we're gonna fire the missiles. Got 1 hit, strength 8, wounding on a 3. Nope, no wound there. I'm gonna spend my last command point on that. Yeah, that's a wound. AP minus, 1 second. It's AP minus 3, so 6 up. No, does not happen. And it's a flat 3 damage. Now these guys are gonna fire into them with the frag rounds. So they've got 2d6 each. So that is 5, 6, 7, 10 wounds. 10 hits, I'm sorry. All right, so these are now strength 6, so wounding on 3s. That one's cocked. Alrighty, so we've got 8 wounds, AP minus 1. They are in cover, so these are going to be 3-up saves. 8 3-up saves. Failed 2 of them. All right. We forgot to fire his heavy flamer into here, so we're going to do that. So D6 hits. 2 hits. Strength 5, wounding on 3s. That's 2 wounds. AP minus 1, so 2 4-ups. 1 dies. All right, I'm going to fire a bolt pistol into these guys over here. Hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 4. That is a wound. 3 up. That's a good. All right, and he is going to fire into this squad over here. So we've got 12 shots hitting on 3s because he didn't move. Yeah, he's down to 6. Yeah, so 3s. Okay, that's a lot of 2s and 1s there. Wounding on 3s. All right, so that's 4 wounds. AP minus 1, so 4 4-ups. And he makes all but 1. Now these guys here are going to fire into his guy back there. So 10 shots hitting on 3s. All right. Wounding on 5s. Now he's going to fire his twin las cannons into him. So 2 shots hitting on 3s. Hitting on 2s because he didn't move. That's 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. That's 1 wound. He's got a 5-up save because of intervening, and he's good. It's not intervening. He's in cover and more than 50% obscured, so we got the +1 to the cover save from that. And he's gonna fire his pistol into them on a 3. That's a hit. On a 4. That's a wound. 3 up. No, 1 dead. All right, we're gonna start out the assault phase with him assaulting into both of these squads here. So we're gonna go with Overwatch from the tactical squad first.
Okay. So the sergeant is going to fire his melted gun, underslung, and the bolter?
Oh, okay, underslung and the melted because he can. No penalty because they're both hitting on 6s anyway.
So 14 shots from that?
So we got 14 shots from the bolters.
No, I'm sorry, just 12.
12 shots because it's 2, 4, 6. Yeah, there's, 6 guys. Yeah, so 6 guys hit, so 12 shots here from the bolters on 6s. So we got 1, 2. So these are going to be wounding on 5s. Got 2 wounds, 2 3-up saves, and I make them both. And now the meltas on 6s, no. And then these guys over here, they want to fire.
8 shots?
Yep, 8 shots here, hitting on 6s. Got 1. Nope, no wound there. So his charge distance +2, he's way in. And then he's going to charge into the con. Yeah, he is in. All right, so starting off the fight phase, he's going to attack into the con. So I've got 4 attacks hitting on 2s. Oh, I'm got no more command points left. So that's 2 hits, wounding on 2s. Got 1 wound. AP minus 3, 4-up invul save. Oh, goes through. So that's, oh, he's going to spend the command point. And he's good. All right, now he's going to attack into, he's going to put all his attacks into the command squad, into the company vets over there. So we've got 4 attacks hitting on 2s. All right, those all hit. Wounding on 2s. Those all wound. So 4 3-up saves.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Fails 1, so that's 3 damage, so 1 guy's dead. Then we're going to activate my tactical squad here into his ancient.
You want to pile these guys in?
Yeah, so they're going to be there. So we've got 6 attacks coming in here. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 5s. We got 1 wound. 1 3-up. He's good. So now he's going to activate these guys into my scout over here. So we've got 5 attacks plus 1 for the sergeant. So we got 6 attacks hitting on 3s. Alrighty,
Do I get to
good.
roll every turn for the chaplain?
Yes, every turn for the chaplain. All right, so that's all hits. Wounding on 4s. So we've got 3 wounds. 3 4-up saves. No, he's dead. All right, so now his tactical squad is going to attack in here. So we've got 8 attacks that are going to be coming in here, hitting on 3s. Alrighty.
Chaplain?
A chaplain. All right. wounding on 5s. All right, so that is 3 wounds. 3 up saves. And I make them all. Woo! So now his Chapter Ancient's going to attack into my tactical squad, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s because of the con. All right, strength 4, wounding on wounding on 3s because he's got +1 because of.
No, only when I charge.
Oh, it's just only when he charges. All right, so that's 1 wound. Looking for a fill first. No, so 1 is dead. And then his con's going to attack into the Dreadnought, hitting on hitting on 3s or 2s, hitting on 2s, rerolling because of being the con. So that's 3 hits. Strength, it's not a character, so strength 4, wounding on 5s. We got 1 wound. AP -3, so looking for a fill first. Nope. D3 damage, so that's 2 damage. Looking for fill faces. Nope. Takes 2 damage. And that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 2. So we will come back to you with morale phase. All right, so he passed paid 2 points to have them auto pass their morale phase. And now my guys over here, they lost 6, so 6 plus 6. And they shall know no fear. Reroll, come on, baby. 1, they're good. Woo! And that is it for the Dark Angel's Deathwatch turn here on turn 2. We will come back to you after movement phase for the White Scars on turn 3. All right, movement phase. He moved up over this way. They stayed locked in combat over there. He moved up over this way. These guys fell back from over here. These guys moved up over to here, and he also moved up over to there, and he shuffled up a bit over to there. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you. Oh, and these guys stood still. And we will come back to you with the Shoosting phase. So these guys over here are going to start firing into them. So we got the bolters first, hitting on 3s. Okay, 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. That's a wound. 3 up armor save. He's good. And here comes the heavy grav cannon, hitting on 3s. All right.
Just need 2.
Needing wounding on 3s. Makes 1 of them. So AP -3, right? So looking for a fill first. Showing that fill first. Yeah, with the fill first. All right, so these guys here are going to fire 2 of the 2 melta guns are going to fire into him, as well as 1 crack grenade getting thrown into him, and then the other 2 bolters are going to fire into those guys. So we're going to do the bolters first, hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 4s. We got 2 wounds. 2 3-up saves, and I'll make them both. Now we got the 1 crack grenade hitting on a 3. No, and then we've got the 2 meltas. Got 1 hit. Within melta range, wounding on a no, not a 2. And now his chaplain is going to fire his plasma pistol into my dreadnought, hitting on a no, not a 1. He is going to fire into the scouts over here, so hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 4s. So we got 1 wound, 1 3-up save because they're in cover there. Ooh, did. So the Rhino here is going to fire into these guys, hitting on 5s because he's injured. Nope, no hits there. Now he is going to fire into them, hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 4s. We got 3 wounds. 3 3-up saves. They're good. Woo! So this guy here is going to shoot into the kill team over here because we're going for kill points. So this is the heavy bolter, right? Hitting on 3s, right? Yep. So it's 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. No, nothing there. And here comes his main gun, hitting on 3s. Oh boy. Wounding on 2s. Got 3 wounds. AP -4, right?
It's 4 or 5.
4 or 5. So yeah, they're just dead. All right, that's it for shooting. So now these guys, this tactical squad is going to assault into my tactical squad over here. So the red's going to be the melta, the others are going to be bolters, hitting on 6s. Oh boy. Wounding on a 2, wounding on a 4. 2 and a 4. All right, so that's 2 wounds. 1 is just going to be dead, and then the other one is good with his armor save. And their assault distance is, ooh, they're in, but just barely. And now the chaplain's going to charge in, and he is totally in. And now his bike is going to charge into me, so I'm going to fire Overwatch. Nope, no hit there, and his charge distance is totally in. And now he's going to charge into the scouts. So Overwatch in here, looking for 6s. We got 2 hits. Oh baby, this could be it. Wounded on 5s. No, it's not going to be it, but at 1 wound, 3 up. He's good. And his charge distance is totally in. All right, we're going to start off over here. He's going to attack into me over here. So, hitting on 3s. All right, so that's 2 hits. Rerolling because of the chaplain's over there. All right, that's nope, no hit there. So that's 2 hits, strength plus 1. So wounding on 3s. I got 2 wounds, AP minus 2. So that's 2 5-ups. Show me them fill faces, I would take them. Whoa, I got 1 save. And now my warlord trait, so ignoring this on a fill first. No, the opposite of that. So now his tactical squad's gonna attack into my tactical squad. So we've got 5 attacks coming in here, hitting on 3s. All right, pretty good. Wounding on 4s. 1 wound. 1 3-up save. Whoa, no, dead. Now the chaplain's gonna attack in here, hitting on 3s. All right, re-rolling. Okay, not meant to be. Wounded on 3s. Got 1 wound. AP minus 1, so looking for a 4-up. He's good. Now he's going to attack into here, so 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right, 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. No, no wound. So now he's going to start by activating Con here. So hitting on 2s, re-rolling because of himself. All right, so that's 4 hits. Strength 4, looking for 5s to wound. I got 2 wounds. 2 AP minus 3, so 2 6-ups. Show me them fill faces. Got 1, so 1 goes through. D3. Oh, 3. All right, so I need at least 1 fill face. If I can get 1 fill face from his venerable, ignoring, he's still alive. If not, he did. Show me that fill face. Show me that fill face. Yeah, I got the 1 fill face. Woo! All right, then I'm going to activate these guys into his chapter ancient there. So I've got 5 attacks, hitting on 3s. Alrighty, so that's 3 hits. Wounding on 5s. No wounds there. And now his chapter ancient is gonna go, hitting on 3s. Wounding on a 6 will do it. AP minus 3, so looking for a fill first. No fill phase. All right, so now he is going to go into Con over here. So I got 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. All right, wounding on 2s. All right, that's 4 wounds, AP minus 3, 4-up invul saves. Failed 1 of them. Do you have any more?
No.
Oh, no more, so that goes through. So that is 3 wounds onto him. But man, oh, warlord trait, so 6s? No, so those all go through. And now I'm gonna attack back into him here. So I got 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Wounding on 5s. Got 1 wound, AP minus 3, so looking for a 6-up. No, that goes, oh, he's got the 3-up because he's got the storm shield, so womp womp. These guys are gonna attack into the chaplain, hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 4s. That's 2 wounds, 2 3-ups. He fails 1. And then these guys are going to attack. So we got actually +1 for the sergeant there. So we got 5 attacks hitting on 3s. That one's cocked. All right, so that's 5 hits. Wounding on 5s. We got 2 wounds, 2 3-ups. He makes them both. And that is it for the White Scar's turn here on turn 3. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Deathwatch and Dark Angels. He dropped into hover mode, staying right there. He moved up over here. These guys fell back from combat over here. He stayed in combat over there. These guys stayed in combat over here. They all stood in combat over there, and he stood still. So that is it for the movement phase, so we'll come back to you with the psychic phase. We're gonna start out with me casting Smite into his biker there. So looking for a 5. Getting it with a 6, so D3 wounds, D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. Now he is gonna cast Mind Worm into him. Needing a 6. No perils, oh no. Oh no, and I'm out of command points. Oh no, D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. Killer. All right, now let's see if I can ignore him with my warlord trait. I ignored 1, all right. All right, so he's gonna fire everything into him. We're gonna start with the las cannons first. So he didn't move, so hitting on 4s. Got one hit. Wounding on a 3. That's a wound.
6 up.
6 up save. Oh, he's good. And now the Storm Strike missiles are going to fire into him. So hitting on 4s. Wow. Wow. All right, he's going to fire into the tactical squad over here. 12 shots, hitting on 3s. All right, that one's cocked. All righty. Pretty good. Strength 6, wounded on 3s. All right, wow, pretty good. So that's 3, 6, 7, 8. 8 4-ups. Ooh, no, they are dead. These guys are going to fire their pistols into him. So 4 attacks hitting on 3s. Wow, all them 1s. Wounding on a 5. Nope, nothing. They're going to fire pistols into the Ancient over here, hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on a 5. Nope, nothing. All right, he's going to fire his heavy flamer into them and a las cannon into that. So we're going to do it with the las cannons first. So 2 shots hitting on 3s because he moved. Wow. And now the heavy flamer into them. 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. Okay, we got 2 wounds. 2 4-ups. 1 dead. He's going to fire his bolt pistol into them. That's a hit. That is not a wound. All right, so that's it for shooting into the assault phase. He's going to assault into him. Overwatch. No, does not go off. So, going into the charge. And he is in. All right, so now he's going to charge into here. So we've got, these are the bolter shots, hitting on 6s. Got 1. And a 5 is a wound. 3 up save. No. 6 up ignoring it. No. So he takes a wound, and now here come the 2 meltas. No, those don't hit. And now his charge distance. Oh, is totally in. All right, so we're going to start out over here with me. So I've got 4 attacks into him over there, hitting on 3s. All right, so that's 4 hits. Wounding on 4s. We got 3 wounds, AP minus 3. So 3 4-ups because of his Rosarius. I failed 2 of them, so that's 2d3 damage. So 3 4 damage, so he is dead. And now my Dreadnought's going to attack into them, hitting on 2s. It's all hits, wounding on 2s. 3 AP 3, so 3 6-ups. Makes 1 of them. And now I'm going to activate this Dreadnought into him. So 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. All right, that's 3 hits. Wounding on 2s. That's 3 wounds, 3 4-ups. Oh, failed 2 of them. So that's 6 wounds, right? Because it's just 3, so he has 6 6-ups. He needs to make 4 6-ups. Can he do it? No, he can't. So that is Slay the Warlord. And now his Ancient's going to activate, hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 4s. Got 1 wound. AP minus 3. Should have remembered my dice. So 6 up. Show me that fill first. Yeah, with the fill first. And now these guys are going to attack into them. 5 attacks, hitting on whatchamacallits, 3s. That one's cocked. All right, so that is 2 hits. Wounding on 5s. I got 1. 3 up. He's totally good. And now his attacks are coming in here. That's 3 hits. Wounding on 4s. That is 1 wound. 4 up save. No, dead. And then these guys are going to attack into the Dreadnought here, hitting on 3s. All right, that's all hits. Wounding on 5s. We got 1 wound. 1 3 up save. He's good. All right, on to the morale phase. These guys lost 3 plus 4 is good. They're 7. So that is it for the morale phase. Everyone else does not need to take a test. So that is it for the Dark Angels and Deathwatch turn here on turn 3. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the White Scars here on turn 4. All right, movement phase for the White Scars. These guys stood still. He moved up over to here. He moved up over to there. These guys stayed in combat here. He stood in combat over here. And he stood in combat over there. And that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, starting off the shooting phase, they are going to fire into him over there. So we've got 2 bolter shots, hitting on 3s, because he doesn't have hard to hit anymore. Wounding on a 5, that is a wound. 3 up save. He's good. And now the grav cannon hitting on 3s. Wounding on 5s. We got 2 wounds. AP -3, so 2 6-up saves. Failed them both. So D3 because he's got a 3-up save. 3, 4. Oh, brutal. All right, now he is going to fire everything into my warlord over here. So this is going to be the heavy bolter first. So hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. Got 2 wounds. 2 4-up saves. And I'll make them both. And now here comes his big heavy gun. 1 hit. Wounding on a 2. That's a wound. AP -4, so it goes straight through. So D6 damage, right? 5 damage. All right. So here it comes. 5 damage. I've got 3 wounds left. If I can make 3 fill faces on this, yeah, this will be like a bingo thing. If I can make 3 fill faces, he's still alive. If not, he did. Show me them fill faces. 3 fill faces! No, I got 1, but yeah, he's still dead. So that is Slay the Warlord. 4 pistol shots into the Dreadnought, hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 5s. Got 1 wound. 3 up. He's good. 1 pistol shot there. No. And the Rhino's gonna shoot his Stormbolter into them, so 4 shots hitting on 5s. Wow, got 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. No wounds there. All right, we're gonna start out the fight phase now because there's not gonna be any charges and shooting is done. He is gonna attack into the scouts, hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s. I got 1 wound, 1 4-up save. No, dead. These guys are now gonna activate into his ancient there. 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right, got 2 hits, wounding on 5s. Come on. Hey, got 1 wound. That's all I need. Oh, and he's good. Now these guys are going to attack into my Dreadnought. 5 attacks hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 5s. No wounds. These guys are going to attack into here. This guy's going to attack into there, so 4 attacks hitting on 2s. All right, wounding on 2s. That's 3 wounds. 3 6-ups. No, he doesn't make any of them. And now his Ancient's going to go, hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 4s. Ooh, 2 wounds. 2 6-up saves. No, and they are dead. And now my scouts are going to attack into him. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right, 2 hits, wounding on 5s. That's 2 wounds. 2 3-ups. And he makes them both. All right, that's it for the fight phase. So he has to take a morale test. He lost 3 guys plus 3 is 6, so he is fine. So that is it for the White Scar's turn here on turn, whatchamacallit, turn 4. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels and Deathwatch on turn 4. All right, movement phase, he stood still. He stayed in combat. They shuffled up this way. They stayed in combat. He stood still, and he moved up over there. And that is it for the movement phase. So we'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so he's going to shoot the Meltagun into him over here. Hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 3. Oh, come on! And then he's going to throw a crack grenade into him. Hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Strength 6, so wounding on a 5. That's a wound. AP -1, or hold on a second. AP -1, so 4 up. Oh, and he's good. They're going to fire their bolt pistols into him. 2 hits. 1 wound. 1 save. He's going to fire his twin las cannons into him, heavy flamer into the Ancient there. So we're going to go with the twin las cannons first. He moved, so 2 shots hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. That's 2 wounds. 2 6-ups. Makes 1 of them. D6 wounds. 2 wounds. He's going to fire everything into him. So we're going to go with the last cannons first. He's down to hitting on 5s. Got 1 hit. That is a wound. 6 up. Oh, come on! Yeah. Don't yeah me. And now the Death Strike missile, Storm Strike missiles. No hits there. And now he's gonna fire his heavy flame in there because I've got to do that. 4 hits. Wounding on 4s.
Oh my God.
Who does that? Who does that? All right. He's going to fire into his rhino over here. 12 shots, hitting on 3s. Oops. All right. These are going to be strength 6, so wounding on 5s. Oh, 3 wounds. 3. 4 up saves. Oh, and he makes them all. All right, so that's it for shooting. Assault phase. They're going to assault into there. No hits. And they are in. And then he's going to charge into them. No hits. And they are in. And now he's going to attack into the Ancient first, starting this off here. 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. All right, 4 hits, wounding on 2s. 4 wounds. 4, 6 ups. No, they go through, so he is going to be dead. But on a 4 up, he gets to make an attack. He does. So hitting on a... no, not on a 2, so he's dead. So now these guys are going to attack. Hitting on 3s. All right, 3 hits. Wounding on 5s. Got 1 wound. 3 up. He's good. And then these guys are going to activate first. So we got 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right, 2 hits. Wounding on a 5. Got 1 wound. 3 up save. Oh, he's good. Now he's going to activate him into my Dreadnought. 2 attacks, both hits. Looking for 5s to wound. I got 1 wound. 3 up save. No. 6 up ignore. No. And now he's going to attack into him. 4 hits. 4 wounds. 6 is? No, he did. And then he's going to attack into my scouts there. Got 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. No wound. And that is it for the Dark Angel and Deathwatch. Deathwatch turn here on turn 4. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the White Scars on turn 5. Oh. Sorry, I forgot about the Rhino. No hit. Okay, so now we'll come back to you with movement phase for the White Scars here on turn what's-its. Movement phase for the White Scars. Everybody stood still. So we'll come back to you after movement phase, with the shooting phase here. These guys are going to fire into my flyer there. So the bolter shots hitting on 3s, 2 hits, wounding on 5s. No wounds. And now the grav cannon. 3 hits, wounding on 5s. 1 wound. 6 up save. Show me that fill first. No, it goes through. D6. 1, so he's still alive. All right, so he is going to fire his main gun into him. His heavy bolter into him. We're going to start with the
I'll start with the
heavy bolter first, so hitting on 3s. Got 2 hits, wounding on 5s. Got one wound. Looking for a 4 up. Come on, show me that 4 up. I really need this 4 up. Yeah, with the 4 up. Woo! And now the big gun into him. That's 2 hits. Wounding on strength, what is it again? 12. Strength 12, so wounding on 3s. Got 1 wound. AP -4, so that goes through. So D6, right? 5 damage. So 5, looking for a 6 up, so show me that 5 fill faces. Make 2 of them. That's it for shooting, so we're going to start over here with the fight phase. So he's got 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right, 3 hits, pretty good. Wounding on 4s. Got 2 wounds. 2 4-up saves. Oh, and I failed both of them. And then my guys are going to activate here. So 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right, 3 hits. Wounding on 5s. That one's cocked. That's 1 wound. 3 up. He's good. And then his one attack first. That's a hit. Oh, no, not a hit. We need a 6. So that is it for the fight phase. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 5. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels. They fell back. He stood still. He stood still. He stood still. And he stood still. And that is it for movement. So we'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so he's going to fire his heavy flamer and his twin las cannon. So because he took wounds from the main gun there, he's -1 to hit in this turn. So we're going to fire the twin las cannons first. These are going to be hitting on 3s because it's -1. All right, 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. That's 2 wounds, 2 6-ups. No, they both go through. D6 damage each. 4 damage. And then the heavy flamer into him. 5 hits. Strength 5, so wounding on 5s. I got 2 wounds, 2 4-ups. Ooh, he takes 2 wounds. Oh, he's dead, so does he explode? He does! Oh no! So that's gonna be, I think, D3 wounds within 6 inches. Hold on a second. All right, so it's D3 mortal wounds within 6 inches. So we'll do these guys first. D3, 1. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna take, it doesn't make a difference. And then onto him, D3, don't do it. Yeah. Oh, with 3, so he's dead. Does he explode? No, thank God. Oh, that's brutal. All right, he's gonna fire into him. So 2 shots, hitting on 2s. That one's cocked. So it's 2 hits, wounding on 3s. Oh, 1 wound. No save. All right, so he has 6 wounds left? No, 5 wounds, right? He's 14?
5 wounds.
5 wounds left. So he's got 5 wounds left. This is the last thing that can really, oh no, I've got some others, I think. But let's see, this is pretty big. So D6 wounds, 5 wounds, so he is dead. Does he explode? No, he does not. All right, so he's gonna fire into this biker over here. 12 shots, hitting on 3s. All right, strength 6, so wounding on 3s. Ooh, pretty good, that was really good. So that is 6, 7, 8 wounds. 8, -1, +1, so 8 3-ups. And he is dead. And then he's gonna fire into these guys. We're gonna go with the las cannons first. 2 shots, hitting on 5s. Got 1 hit. That is a wound. -3 +1, so looking for a 5-up. Nope, one of them is dead. And then 2 of the missiles hitting on 5s. Ooh, 2 hits. Oh, 1 wound. And he saved anyway. So. All right, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the Dark Angels Deathwatch turn here on turn 5. And that is the end of the game. And tallying up the points, we have a Dark Angel Deathwatch victory, because those are the only guys he has left there. So, yeah, that game got brutal. At the end there, it rolled a little bit, but, I mean, his Rhino trading off a Rhino for my, oh man, for my Dreadnought over here, that was killer. That was killer. But yeah, that was a ton of fun. His Ancient over there holding my 5-man tactical squad for like, what was it, 4 turns or something? Like just he rolled for garbage, I rolled like garbage. Nobody could kill each other over there. And the same thing over here. His biker and my scouts just had a nerf battle over there. So yeah, that was super brutal and super awesome. So I just had a blast. I really did. It was a lot of fun. And the open play game missions, we had a couple things, like a couple of the twists that we just redrew because they sounded pretty boring. So we just went with different ones, which is fun. You know, they're random, but you know, you can still choose how you want to do it because it's your game. You know what I mean? Have fun the way you want to do it. So I really like the open play games. It just adds a little bit of a different twist on it, and you can just try something new if you've been playing a lot of the other missions like I have. So, I hope you guys have all enjoyed it. I certainly did. I have been Phil the Glacial Geek as always. My opponent has been Danny. And until next time, have fun.